relation of that of the pronator quadratus. So we have reached up till the what anterior relation of the pronator quadratus is the common synovial sheath for flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor digitorum profundus in a common sheath, and the flexor carpi ulnaris with the sheath of flexor carpi ulnaris. Apart from that, laterally it is related to the what that of the, you can say, radial artery, radial veins, median nerve, anterior interosseous nerve, this is the anterior interosseous nerve, anterior interosseous artery, median artery, median veins, anterior interosseous arteries, then ulnar artery, ulnar nerve, ulnar veins. Apart from that, it is related to the what that of the flexor transversalis fasciae. Then posteriorly, this pronator quadratus is related to anterior surface of that of the lower end of the what ulna and medial surface of the what that of the lower end of the ulna, anterior surface of the lower end of the radius. Apart from that, posteriorly it is related to the what capsule of the wrist joint, small extent. So this is the relation. Now coming to the what action. Action of the pronator quadratus is simultaneously with that of the pronator teres. That is the pronation of the hand on the long axis of the forearm. That will be the thing. So this pronator quadratus is acting along with the pronator teres. Then what is the nerve supply for this? Nerve supply for the what pronator quadratus is anterior interosseous nerve, which is the branch of median nerve. So after having had that, let us will have the quick recap of all the, you can say, nerve supplies for the what superficial and the deep flexor compartment of forearm muscles. All the, you can say, muscles which are there in the what superficial compartment, they are, you can say, supplied by the median nerve, with the exception flexor carpi ulnaris as well as the medial part of flexor digitorum superficialis is supplied by ulnar nerve. Then coming to the what muscles which are present in the deep compartment, such as flexor pollicis longus, then the flexor digitorum profundus, then the what that of pronator quadratus, it is supplied by the anterior interosseous nerve derived from the median nerve. This median nerve is formed by the medial root of median nerve, lateral root of median nerve from the medial cord and the lateral cord of the brachial plexus respectively. While the what that of the medial, you can say, part which will be there of that flexor digitorum profundus is supplied by the ulnar nerve, but the lateral part of the what flexor digitorum profundus is supplied by the what that of the anterior interosseous nerve, which is a branch of that of the median nerve. while medial part of the flexor digitorum profundus is supplied by the what that of ulnar nerve, like which will be there for flexor carpi ulnaris. So that is what the thing you will be having. With this, the nerve supply in total, that is pronator teres, flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, flexor digitorum superficialis, and the what lateral part of the flexor digitorum profundus. This will be supplied by the entire median nerve in the superficial variety. But in the superficial variety, flexor carpi ulnaris is supplied by the what that of the ulnar nerve. Now in the deep group, flexor pollicis longus, lateral part of the flexor digitorum profundus, and the pronator quadratus is supplied by the what that of the anterior interosseous nerve, branch of that of the median nerve, while flexor digitorum profundus medial part is by the what ulnar nerve by its muscular branch. So this is what actions, if you have taken, all are acting on the what wrist joint, exception being pronator quadratus and the pronator teres. Rest other muscles, they will be going to act, depends upon where the site of insertions at the what lower part in the digits. So all these muscles which are there, they will be acting on the wrist, but coming to the flexor carpi radialis and the what flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor carpi ulnaris, flexor digitorum profundus, flexor pollicis longus, they will be going to act as a what flexors of intercarpal, carpometacarpal, metacarpophalangeal and the what interphalangeal joints of the respective fingers. So this will be there overall in total superficial and deep together. So this is what the thing one has to know about. Now we have to go to the what is this extensor compartment. Extensor compartment of forearm means what? Extensor compartment of the forearm is that compartment, the one which will be present. So when you will be dealing the extensor compartment, one has to remember the diagram like this. So this will be the what? Anterior, this will be the posterior, this will be the lateral, this will be the medial. So when you will be dealing about the extensor compartment, the one which will be there at the back portion of the body, I mean to say the upper limb. So this posterior may be said to be as a superficial, so this anterior may be said to be as a deep. So that conversion is there. That's all what you have to remember. Now the extensor compartment of the forearm is that compartment, the one which will be present behind the posterior surface of the radius, behind the posterior surface of the what that of the ulna, behind the interosseous membrane, as well as lateral and the what medial intermuscular septas. Fully under the cover of deep fascia of the forearm, which is thick, superficial fascia and as well as skin. Now this extensor compartment, which will be there like this manner, it will be dividing for the purpose of explanation into a two. One is the what superficial extensor compartment of the forearm, another is the deep extensor compartment of the forearm. These are the two subdivisions of the extensor compartment of the forearm. Now you have to go to the what this superficial extensor compartment of the forearm is that compartment, the one which will be present keeping in front The posterior surface of the water, that of the, you can say, radius, posterior surface of the ulna, posterior to the water, that of the keeping posterior surface of the water intraosseous membrane, posterior to the water, that of the, you can say, lateral intramuscular septum, posterior to the water, medial intramuscular septum, and posterior to the water, that of the deep extensor compartment of the water, that of the forearm, and the water extensor transversalis fasciae, fully under the cover of skin, superficial fascia, and as well as the water deep fascia of the forearm. So this will be the thing. So this is what fully under the cover. So this fully under the cover may be taken as a what superficial, but the one which will be there in front to this is taken as a what deeply. So deeply this. So in this compartment you have got muscles, you have got vessels, you have got muscles, you have got vessels, you have got the nerves. Then you will be having a what deep extensor compartment of the forearm. Deep extensor compartment of the forearm is that compartment, the one which will be present superficially. I mean to say posteriorly, it is completely covered by the water skin, superficial fascia, deep fascia, as well as the water content of the superficial extensor compartment of the water forearm, and the water that of the, you can say, extensor transversalis fasciae, deeply or in front. It is related to the water lateral intramuscular septum, medial intramuscular septum, posterior surface of the radius, posterior surface of the ulna, and the water intraosseous membrane posterior surface, and the water deep fascia, that which covers the posterior surface of the radius and as well as the ulna. So that compartment is called as the what? Deep extensor compartment of the forearm. Deep extensor compartment of the forearm. Now in this deep extensor compartment of the forearm, you have got muscles, vessels, nerves. Like manner, the other compartment which will be also having. So with this, you have got the general idea about the extensor compartment of the forearm. So tomorrow we have to deal about the superficial extensor compartment of the forearm, especially the myology, I mean to say the muscle. Till then, goodbye.